People deluded. I'm here with a special guest, someone that I've admired playing football for a couple of years now, and you know I'll be a supporter of his football career for as long as it lasts. Trae, how you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, bro, I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Like I was saying off this, man, I'm boiling. I can't turn my fan on. I'm a bit bitter right now, sitting in the spot, but I can't complain. I got my health, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
What you been doing to keep sane and that in lockdown?
Bro, PS4, man, that's it. That, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even on the no more though, man. I've been playing Warzone.
You been playing Warzone?
Yeah, man, that's about it.
Are you good at it?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
What's your FIFA skill saying? A little birdie told me you and your couple teammates won some tournaments or something.
Pro clubs. Yeah, I know you. No, we're good, man. Pro club, no one can touch us, I'll be honest.
Boy, you're talking a lot of tough talk. I don't want to draw your team out and you lot out, man. You lot are good guys, man. I don't want to do this, man. I'll let you lot shine, man. In terms of football, what you been keeping? What can you do, really? What have you been doing? Because obviously it's probably just garden work and that.
Not much, yeah, man. Just I've been doing a bit of road running, like just trying to stay fit, playing football in the garden. But yeah, other than that, there's not much you can do in it.
What, like 5K running and that and running up hills and
5K shuttles. All that. We got a program in it, so just trying to complete that, and then yeah, just gotta wait. Hope it all just sorts itself out as quick as possible.
hopefully, man. Obviously, you was having a decent season at under 23s level. You were scoring goals, you were assisting. If you weren't necessarily doing that, you was affecting the game. You know, you was getting over your injury. And then this came. So it's like, how do you feel about the lockdown and how do you think your season was going prior to it?
It's all been good. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got no complaints. Yeah, like you said, it come at a bad time. I think for myself and for the team, it weren't great timing, but there's bigger things to worry about. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and complain. But yeah, like I said, hopefully we just get back as soon as possible.
Yeah, man, that's a mature way of answering things. But in terms of your football performance, are you happy with how you've played during this season?
This season, yeah, I've been happy. Personally, as a team, we've done well. Yeah, I think this has been one of my better seasons in the past couple of years. So yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good.
You could definitely see it in the way you're playing. Like you've always been confident, but it looks like you fully feel free again and injury free and whatnot and stuff like that. So it's positive, man. You scored a lot of decent amount of goals and assisted this season. What's been your favorite game so far this season for you in terms of play?
I'd say. Do you remember the Villarreal game, the cup game?
Yeah. That was an interesting one.
You know what? Them cup games are good, man. They was my preferred games for the whole season. But I'd say that one in particular, yeah, man, that was a big game.
Why was it a great game for you personally? For those who weren't aware of the game, obviously.
It was good. Firstly, it was a good team. That was we won 3-0 in it, but that was the hardest game I've played this year. Like the way they kept because obviously they're first team in it, so the way they different. But yeah, man, that was a good game.
Do you feel it was a good learning experience because they're from a different country and a different tactical sort of outlook on it?
Definitely. Even we played Dynamo Zagreb in the same competition, bro. Both them games, they were good teams, man. We won both, so like obviously the teams done well. We showed we can do, but them games were tough, man.
For me, I'd probably say the best game out of all that cup things you talked about, it'd probably be the Monaco one for me because that was full of drama.
That game, I'll be so honest. I went into the game and I was kind of injured in it, so I was just trying to fight. I hated that game, but nah, obviously for the watchers, it would have been a good game.
It had everything. But, yeah. What knock was you carrying?
I had I tore a little bit of my quad.
Oh.
But I didn't know at the time. I just thought, you know what I mean, it's a bit tight. Just try to play through it. And then I come up about 70. But no, that's not too bad. That's all good now.
In terms of injuries, sadly, injuries are they're part and parcel of being a professional footballer. You know, how long was you out for with your last one? Because you had a serious one not too long ago, didn't it?
When I would have been 16, I tore my meniscus. That was the biggest one I've had. It's coming up to a year. It must have been about 8-9 months. That was tough. That was tough. And then since then I've been alright. I've had a few niggly ones, like little ankles, but yeah, that experience for me was tough.
Why was
That was a
for
tough.
obvious reasons? Why was it tough? Obviously, you've tore something. Obvious reasons. Like, why was it tough in particular?
It's just the fact that you're going in, you're watching your teammates play. I'd even say the hardest bit was to see everyone like progress as like all my friends were doing at the time. For me, I think like, I want to do it all together. Do you know what I mean? And then you can't do nothing. You can't even play. It's hard, man. And because it was such a bad injury, I couldn't walk. It wasn't like I could leave the ground. Yeah, man. I was on crutches for time. So yeah, that was a tough time.
How did you do that? Like, was it just a wear and tear, or someone clamped you, or like what?
Going into training, we had a game, and my knee was a bit swollen. I told the physio, but I thought it was right. They've said, just rest it. So then a couple weeks go by, it's not really going down. But they were saying I have a high pain threshold because I weren't really, the stuff they was doing to me, I weren't really feeling it. Like, tell me if I was injured properly or not. So then that was happening. I was out for about 3 weeks, come back. Then when I'm training on it, it's gone. That day was painful. I knew I'd done it, had surgery. And then, yeah, after that, just my rehab.
That sounds bad. So yeah, man, obviously apologies for the technical difficulties, the battery cut out and that, but we were speaking about injuries. You know, what got you, on top of obviously being strong mentally, what got you through it? Because certain people would feel sorry for themselves with mad injuries like that, especially at the worst time. Because like you said, everyone's kicking on.
Yeah, I'd say for me, the time I got it was good. Like, it's never good to get injury, but I'd say the timing of my injury wasn't the worst. Like, I was very young, I was doing well. It wasn't as if I felt pressure, do you know what I mean, to like get back. I wanted to just get my recovery done fully as good as possible and get back. And then my family, my friends, everyone was good. Everyone was good. I'm saying it was terrible, but looking back on it, the experience weren't that bad. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you wasn't to know at the time, man. You can only talk on what you know at the time, really and truly, man. You mentioned something there about resilience and things like that. What would you say is probably the most important thing as a young player going, trying to be a pro footballer in terms of aspects? Like, is it something mental? Is it physical? What would you say it'd be?
A lot of it is mental. That's something I've learned as the years have gone by. I'd say, because not everyone will like you. Not everyone will think you're as good as you think you are. Some people think you're better than what you think you are. Do you know what I mean? So you just gotta stay true to yourself. Always believe in yourself. Keep working. And yeah, your time will come. Everyone's time comes at different times. I think you just gotta be patient, man.
And tying on from that question, I've always wanted to ask you, lot. Like, I know you lot obviously don't look at all the articles and things, but every article you read, you're either the next this or overrated this or Arsenal superstar this. Like what goes through your lot's minds when you see this? Like, I know it's waters off a duck's back, but I've always wanted to ask. Like, it must be mad.
From obviously growing up, when you first get, you're about 15, 16. I remember my dad, the people that like look after me and stuff, they was always like, when you're doing well, don't listen to it. When you're doing bad, don't listen to it. But we're human, do you know what I mean? So you're gonna see certain things. But if I'm being honest, people's opinions of me don't ever like, they don't really get to me. If someone's saying I'm great, it doesn't really get to me. If someone's saying I'm not great, it definitely don't really get to me. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, you can't read too much into it, because if you do, you'll get too high or you'll get too low. You just gotta try and stay neutral. Just listen to what you think and yourself, your family, your friends, and yeah, man, that's what I'd say anyway.
Like, we've jumped the gun a bit and we're talking about Arsenal and under 23s, but obviously when you had to start playing football somewhere, like, you didn't just wake up at Arsenal. How did it start for Trae? Where did you get the love for football? Was it older brother, family, your dad? What was it?
I'd say I've been like old enough to know anything. I've loved football. I wouldn't say that I grew into it. Do you know what I mean? But I'd say my whole family was Arsenal, so that obviously helped. Like during the Henry times,
The good years,
days, yeah. Like all my family are Arsenal, so I'd say that helped. And I grew up in Camden, and across the road from my house was a football pitch. So I'd say, no, I lived what's the Talika? Do you know Talika?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was across the road. So I was there from 3 years. My mum, my dad, from early. then obviously my cousins, and as you get older, they're all big on football as well. So yeah, but I'd say probably just the Arsenal connection with my family and stuff. Always watching football, stuff like that.
What's your earliest memories of watching football?
My earliest memories, I'd either say the run to the Champions League final, man. That was from Or I remember the first game I ever watched was Sunderland at the Emirates. But I'd say that Champions League run, it was, especially the final, man, it was tough.
We got zanged, man. We got zanged.
Oh.
Dodgy referee and all sorts.
I know, man.
So, it's crazy.
Them days, that was my earliest memory.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, was Arsenal the first academy you've been at and the first team that scouted you and all that sort of stuff?
No, I was at Charlton. I joined Charlton when I was 7. I was there till I was 8.5, just before, because obviously you sign at 9. So before I could sign, Arsenal scouted me. I was there with Tyrese, actually. We was at Charlton until just before it was 9. And then, we just come Arsenal, could sign straight away.
Do you remember your first, like, trial or whatever at Arsenal?
I remember the first day I was late, man. I was late by like an hour. I remember. I think my dad dropped me in the car. I was panicking, but then I got there, everything was cool. It wasn't really like a trial because I was already at Charlton, so it was more like just kind of thing. And I remember my family was more like to stay at Charlton, the lower club, you have better chances. But I'm an Arsenal fan. It was, especially at that age, you couldn't really tell me that that Charlton was a better decision. Do you know what I mean? So it was. Once I not got into their heads, but once I got my point across, that I knew it was Arsenal, definitely.
That's inspiring to hear, man. It's nice to hear you push through it because obviously I enjoy watching you play, and fingers crossed you move to the first team. What position do you actually like to play? Because I know you can do left wing, you can do right wing. I prefer you in the 10. I think you wreak havoc as a number 10. But you yourself, what's yours if you're in an ideal world?
In an ideal world, it's definitely 10, definitely. But I think the 10 position is kind of going out of the game a bit. So I would say, I don't mind if I'm being honest, but if I had to pick one position, it would be number 10 for sure.
Let me press you on that number 10 thing. You said it's going out of fashion. Why do you believe that? I know why, but why do you believe that?
A lot, even like us, like Arsenal, we play with two kind of like one sitting, 2 attacking midfielders. So you don't really have the number 10 like the Mezzets, them kind of real number 10s.
The emotion sort of thing.
So I'd say, sorry about that.
No,
it's more centre mids, like, do you know what I mean? Number 8s, after that playing there, and then I'd say the more kind of number 10 luxury players, people would say they play out wide and stuff. But I'm not too worried, and wherever I play, as long as I'm on the pitch, I'm happy.
And that's definitely something you get across when you're playing. You seem happy to do everything for the team. Let me play devil's advocate. You mentioned this going out of fashion, yeah? Would you ever play centre mid like this, the modern day centre mid we're speaking about? Would you ever do that?
I would love to centre mid. I'll be honest. I'd love to, but it's up to I don't know if that's me. Growing up, I always thought like it looks nice in there. You know what I mean? But I've never really thought about it, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't mind.
What's the difference between playing on the 10, playing as a 10 and playing on the flanks, excluding the obvious?
If I'm being honest, playing wide is easier.
Swear down.
I think you see the whole game. A lot of the time, especially playing in a team like us, when you get the ball, you've got a 1v1. Do you know what I mean? It's easier. I think when you're in the 10 or midfield, your spatial awareness got to be much better. You've got to see things before it happens. I think, So I think especially playing wide and going back into the 10 is hard. It's hard. Like sometimes you're a bit lost. So that's what I'd say.
As a fullback and you're a winger, I have to ask because it used to annoy me about wingers. Do you track back?
No, I do. You know, I'll be honest.
I have to ask.
I never used to, but growing up, you got it. It's part of the game. You got to do it.
Did you set any targets at the start of the season?
Start of this season, I just wanted to play games, man. Just try, obviously break into the first team. That's always been my goal.
But just
win as many games as you can, stay fit, score as many goals, get as many assists, win as many games. yeah, just general targets. I just wanted to just play, just, I mean, be free, and just enjoy this season. Yeah.
Definitely get that in the way you come across and and it's reflected on the field. Obviously you seem someone that's very self-reflective. You seem like you're your own worst sort of critic and things. When you look at yourself as a player, what do you feel are your strengths and things you could improve on?
Things I could improve on, I'd say my movement is something I've been working on a lot this year. My just getting goals and assists every time you play is always going to be my main target. Heading, of course, stuff like that. But my strengths, I'd say dribbling, passing, just being creative, linking up with my teammates, 1-2s and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd say they're probably my main strengths.
You mentioned improving movement. For those that don't necessarily know about like football training and that, what have you been doing to improve your movement? Or what have you been watching if you haven't been doing anything literally?
You know, since the start of the season, obviously Steve and Ryan's been our coaches, and they was one of their biggest things for me was like just making different runs in behind. Yeah, more so in behind, just trying to stretch teams, stuff like that. And I think it's definitely got better. That's one thing I've been happy about myself this season. But yeah, you can always improve. So I'm still trying to work on that.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. It's a great question. Obviously, let me take you back to when you was let's say anything from an under 16 to under 15, because you was getting into the under 18s team a bit early and getting like a little run of games. I remember that's when I first became aware. I was like, oh, who's this geezer? He's playing quite well and he's the youngest on the field. Like, how is it? What's it like going into like the decisive moments as a young professional? Because obviously, the older you get, and when you get to what year 10, year 11, it's all scholarship, and some of your friends might be getting scholars, some aren't. People have been at the club since 7 or whatever and been released. What's it like, man? Because football's brutal, but we don't always know the full picture as fans in that.
It's tough. I'll be honest, it is tough, especially people that you've grown up with. We have quite a close team, so everyone's like good friends. So seeing players leave and stuff like that it's probably one of the worst things. But yeah, you're on your own journey. Do you know what I mean? So you can't think about it too much. You've just got to just keep going, keep learning, keep improving and stuff like that. But yeah, to answer your question, it's tough. That's probably the hardest bit, like seeing people go and stuff like that.
On the flip side, though, do you remember like when you was told you was going to be given a scholarship and stuff? Do you remember like the day, you know, sitting you and your family in a room? Do you remember your feelings? Paint a picture for us about that, man.
I'd say the scholarship time, if I'm being honest, I can't really remember. But the first time that I know I was going to get my pro, it was just a good feeling. Because even though I've got bigger aspirations in football, my goal was always just to be a professional for Arsenal. And the day that you find out you can do that, it's good. It's good. All your family are proud. All my family are proud. Your friends are happy. It's good, man. Yeah, that was a big day.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. So it must have been even greater to sign a new deal at Arsenal recently as well. Congratulations for that, my guy.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. Do you remember? I'm not sure if you remember, but do you remember your first little run of games in the under 18s team?
I remember the first ever game. I remember I didn't start. I was fuming.
From early, you're fuming already.
Yeah, man, I remember because we had like a pre-season up until then, and then I knew I was the youngest. Obviously, it's gonna be hard to get in the team, but I still felt like I should have played. But you know what I mean? It was good. I was happy to be there. It was a good game, and that age group I'd say it's probably the best team I've played in. Like, the players in that team was top. Yeah, it's understandable that obviously sitting out some games and stuff in a team like that. His team was good.
What's the best player you've played with and against, though? If there was any.
What do you mean, like my age or
any man? Any game you've went? Well, we'll get onto the first team. Let's exclude the first team sort of things for a second. But like any player you've bucked at academy level, any teammate that you thought sick, any team or player you thought, rah, man, you're actually mad sick, man. Like our team couldn't even touch you, sort of thing.
There's so many, man. I'd say in my age group, Tyrese, Flo, everyone that you would know, that like James, Matty, we've got some big players. But if I have to pick one player, it might. I think I'll have to say Reese, man. Reese is Reese is special.
That's a 30 choice. That's a 30 choice. Against?
Against, I'll probably say Callum. You know, Callum's always been ahead of the game. Callum is proper, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, he was also at Charlton as well. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he was always there. How was it like winning the under-18s title? Was it like I can't? My chronological clock is poor. Was it last season, right? You lot won the under-18s title.
That was good.
Because you was a senior sort of player in that.
Yeah, that was good. I remember that was kind of like the first time, like that run towards winning it was the first time we played together for a long time. Like everyone, Tyrese, Flo, Matty, all kind of coming back to just try and win the league. That was good. It was one of my, I wouldn't say like biggest achievement, but it was a good time for all of us. It was all proud at the time, and yeah, it was good stuff.
You lot put together some like great consistency and form. Was there ever times you lot will just go, with all due respect to the opposition, we're going to a game and it's like, no matter what you lot try, you lot are losing today. Like we're turning up here and we're winning this game.
I don't want to say that. I know what you mean. I don't want to say that because that's. But there was games where like you'll be 3-0 up and then you're worrying like I want to score, Tyrese want to score, Flo's want to score. There's games like that, but I'll never say like it was too easy or stuff like that.
No, I didn't mean too easy. I mean like we're winning, like the invincible sort of thing. Like we're winning today.
I didn't want to say we're like them. They want to do
that. Always humble with it. What countries are you from, like heritage? Because I've always wanted to know if you don't play for England, if we can get to Jamaica agenda going for some of you lot.
I'm Jamaican on my dad's side, and my nan on my mom's side is Scottish. So yeah, I can play for
the Scots.
Yeah, man.
What's it like being called up for England at schoolboy level though, and at that level? Because playing with all due respect, playing at club level is great, but this is now the country, like selected for international service sort of thing. How did the call up come about? Was it like a camp, or they say be here at here and we're playing?
The first under 15, there's like a camp. Like loads of players go, and then you have your first game like that year sometime, and it was good. I'll be honest, it was good times. Obviously playing for your country at any level, especially the first time, it's more for like your family. Everyone's proud. It's a big thing, and especially at that age, 15, like that's the kind of thing everyone looks to do, to play for England. Yeah, I definitely have some good memories playing for England. Yeah.
How many games did you play?
Oh, I can remember. I think. Yeah, quite a few. I'll be honest, quite a few.
What was the first? Do you remember the first?
The first game was Turkey. So everyone needed the same picture of me from that game, man. So annoying.
Hey, you need to give us some new pictures to work with then, mate.
I know, man. I know.
Well, why don't you like it?
It's just old. I mean, I was at 14 at the time. It's just, I see that picture everywhere. But no, that was good, man. That was a good game as well.
Oh, man. I wanted to ask you, obviously, I always wanted to play devil's advocate because you score and assist. What gives you more pleasure, scoring or assisting?
I'd say I think I get more assists. I'm better at getting assists and creating stuff for my teammates, but there's not a feeling that scoring. Scoring is best feeling in the game. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably say scoring. But yeah, getting assists I'd say it's more my game.
What's been your favourite goal and assist for you personally this season?
This season, I'd say my favourite goal was against Tottenham. That was just against Tottenham. That's always going to be the best goal. My favourite assist, I would say maybe the one against Man City for Flo. That was because of the game. That was a tough game, and yeah, I think that was probably the best like the best feeling I had at that time.
I swear that was a game Sane played.
Yeah, he played.
What was it like? Just what like? I mean, come on, he's a Premier League baller. Like obviously for fitness purposes, but
he's one of the best wingers in the Prem. So for him to play, it was. I would be lying if I said people wasn't talking about it before the game, innit? But that exact playing against him, Zach did well.
He held it up, man.
Yeah, Zach did well that game. But yes, it's always good playing against someone like that.
Who got his shirt?
It happens 23's age, so that's one thing I'd say is it's good that you play against a lot of first team players. But yeah, him in particular is good.
Who got Sane's shirt after the game?
No one, you know.
Swear down. No. What was he? Anti? Yeah. Just bust out.
Nah, we don't really do like. No one really swap shirts at our level. I don't think anyone asked, to be honest. But yeah.
Makes sense, man. That makes sense. I mean, me personally, I would have been over there and got it, but that's probably why I don't play for Arsenal, man. But finally, I'd like to ask you about first team and that. Have you trained with the first team much?
Yeah, I have. I have, to be honest. It's always good training with first team as well, man.
Do you remember the first time?
Yeah. The first time, yeah. Santi Cazorla, man. That's just. I remember that's all I remember from the first time I trained with him. He was a joke.
Obviously, I know he's a fake footballer. Like the man's got both feet. He there's nothing you can't get near him. But what blew you away about him? Like just seeing him up close.
It's just you just don't look like someone that you would be not scared. Like you don't have the body that you would expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at 5 foot. Remember his tracksuit bottoms was like wearing his shoes.
He's in boot cuts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boot cuts and training. But when he plays, he's different, man. That's the best man I've ever like seen live, 100%.
Wow. And I mean, I shouldn't even be shocked that you said Santi. Was there anyone else?
It's hard not to say like Laka, Aubameyang, Meza, of course. I'd say other players that was. I think for me, David Luiz, I think every time I've trained and I've been up against him, he reads the game well. He's got both feet. He's hard to play against.
He seems like a very nice guy around the young players and stuff. But what's it? Without going into too much detail, what's he like around the young players and in general? He seems like someone I would love to chill with. He seems a bag of fun, man.
Honestly, all of them are good, but David Luiz is probably he's always welcome into the young players, easy to talk to. He'll always like try to help you a little bit if he can. So yeah, he's a good guy.
Could you see coaching potential in him?
Just,
not obviously not at Arsenal, but just a coach in general, because he sounds like a coach based on what you just said.
The way he helps like young players when we go over, I couldn't say he wouldn't be like suited to be a coach. But yeah, he's a leader, to say the least, and I think he probably will at some point do some sort of coaching.
Finally, I'd like to ask you, obviously, two things basically. First thing, do you feel you're a better player now than at this time last year? And what's one target for next season from you personally?
I definitely feel I'm a better player than I was last year, and I would say one target. I think just improve my goals and assists. Just get more.
Keep affecting the game like that.
Like you said, keep affecting games. That's what everyone judges nowadays. So you've got to make sure that that's something that you're doing regularly. So that, man, that's probably my main goal.
That's decent. I know I said finally, but let me ask you about under 23s football. Last question, for sure. What's the difference between under 23s and under 18s? And do you feel that under 23s football prepares you for the males game? I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but yeah.
The jump between 18s and 23s is big, I'll be honest. It's a lot quicker, it's more physical. I think generally the players are a bit better because obviously you have first team players dropping back. The squads get a bit smaller. And then 23s to first team, I would say, I don't know if it really gets you ready for first team football, but it's definitely hard to play in at times. There's good players. It's quick. I think sometimes it looks quicker than the men's game. I think the men's game kind of slows down. It's more about tactics, stuff like that. But yeah, I'd say there's definitely a big gap between first team and 23s football, like there is with 23s to 18s. But yeah, I'd say 23s is definitely a high standard, anyways.
Trae, it's been lovely speaking with you. You've dropped a lot of gems, and yeah, man, it's been fantastic listening to what you have to say. So on behalf of everyone, I'd like to say thank you for that, my guy. And yeah, I don't want to take up more of your time, my guy.
No worries. Thank you, though, bro.
No worries, man. No worries. Take care.
You too, bro.